In a collaboration of Friends and the Reverend W. Awdry's books that were adapted for television by Brit Alcott, I present to you Thomas and the Magic Railroad, the series. Chapter 2, The New Protector, Part 2. But how? I hadn't heard my mom so scared before. He fell off a 5-story tall viaduct. Doesn't that man ever quit? Is something wrong, Mom? I asked. Mr. Conductor answered for my mother. Yes, very much so. Follow me. There's not much time. And with that, Mr. Conductor vanished in a cloud of gold dust. Stacy blew the whistle she had, and then, in a flash, we were engulfed in golden light. When the lights stopped, we were standing in Grandpa Burnett's living room. "Grandpa!" said Shyla as she jumped into Grandpa's arms. How on earth did we just do that? I asked, but no one answered. Hey there, kid. Oh, I've missed you guys. Then he put her down and walked over to me to shake my hand. Feel old yet? He joked. Not as old as you, I chuckled. Then we shook hands, and my dad, whose name is Patch, spoke up. What's the matter? Is something wrong? Asked Dad. Well, sort of, answered Shyla. What is it? Grandpa asked. It went silent as Stacy, Mr. Conductor, and Mother stared at each other as if to decide who should tell him the horrible news. He's returned, said Mr. Conductor solemnly, pointing to the painting of a steam engine that Grandpa painted when he was a child. No, absolutely not. There's no way. He fell. Grandpa tried to say as he was interrupted. We know, said Mom, trying to soothe him. How did he survive? There's no way anyone could have gotten out of there alive. If he's back, that means he's bringing that diesel back with him, shuddered Dad. I felt weird as I heard a presence in the room with us. I looked back, but nothing was there. But it was a lady's voice. It is time, my friends, I heard. Everyone stopped as if they heard it too. Did you guys hear that? Asked Stacy. Yes, the exact same thing I heard when it was time for me to become the protector, said Mom. It's her. And she's right, Grandpa said, a grim look on his face. It is time, my friends, the voice repeated. What's happening? I was starting to panic. What was that voice? What's a protector? Who's back? And what diesel is coming with him? I'll tell you on the way, said Grandpa. A hissing sound came from an old room that none of us had been in for a long time. We heard a shrill whistle. Here we go again, Grandpa sighed. We went into the room, and for a second time today, I was at a loss for words. The shiny red steam engine was in the back of Grandpa's house. Let me repeat that. A whole train was in my Grandpa's house. And weirder still, nobody except me and my sister were alarmed. Why on earth did none of you guys ever tell us about this? I exclaimed. We didn't think you were ready, especially with your skepticism. We didn't want you to end up like that awful man, P.T. Boomer, said Stacy. If that had happened, the entire planet would have been in great peril. That's why we've kept this a secret from you. We're sorry, but we had no choice. Do you understand now? Said Mr. Conductor. Sure I do, I said sarcastically. My grandpa bit his lip, and all the adults looked at each other, as if this was a mistake. I could tell they felt guilty. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you, I said. Please, don't let us down, kid. We're kind of the world's only hope, Mr. C said. Are you ready for this? Grandpa asked. Ready for what? This, said the female voice. In my hand, a golden whistle appeared. It looked exactly like the steam engine that had appeared, but it was smaller, of course. When you're ready to become the protector, blow your whistle 3 times, said the voice. Where is that voice coming from? I asked. Me, it replied. And for the first time, I noticed it was coming from the front of the steam engine. I walked over and jumped about 6 feet in the air. The train had a face. Oh my goodness gracious, said Shyla. I noticed that all of the air in my lungs was now outside now, and I very much wanted it back. We need to hurry. Your whistle is the only key to your power. I'll answer your questions later. Trust me, I will guide you through this. Your shining time is now, said the engine. She shared a look with my grandpa. Are you ready, Burnett? I haven't let you down but once, m'lady. It won't happen again. I always knew the magic was still safe inside of us. I have faith in you all. Now, if you are prepared, let our adventure begin. I started to blow on the whistle once, then once more. Once more left, said Mom. I hesitated. Was I really going to go through with this? Into this strange world of magic and trains that talk. Well, if what they said was true, I didn't have much of an option. I blew the whistle again, and more gold dust flew out of the glowing tunnel that had appeared before the engine. We climbed aboard, but we left Stacy behind. She had to work at shining time, but she wished us good luck. As we said our farewells to her, Mr. Conductor used his gold dust to appear on Grandpa's shoulder as he pulled the lever. With a hiss and much puffing, we steamed into the tunnel. As we left, I saw what looked like a semi-transparent native man wearing an engineer's cap. He was waving to us, so we waved back. The engine rolled smoothly through the groove of the glowing green branches. It was mesmerizing. I looked through the window, and finally, I saw her name. Lady, I called. Yes, she answered sweetly. Where are we going? To an island that is surrounded by beautiful blue sea, a field of green, and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and docks where visitors to the island arrive. There's lots and lots of railway lines for engines like me to run. Like you? As in more talking trains? Yes. Not only that, but there are talking cars, trucks, and even a talking generator. A generator? Shyla asked. Not anymore, but it was used as one, said the lady. This island must be a whole lot more than magic, I said, looking around at all the flowers that moved with the swaying breeze. Then, I saw a tumbleweed. Who's that stranger? It asked as it followed us. Don't worry, he's the new protector, the lady answered. In that case, I wish you the best of luck, it told me. Then it rolled away. Did that tumbleweed just talk? I said. Yes, he's here to make sure no evil can get through this railroad. Think of him as something of a watchman, the lady answered. I looked out of the window again and saw that the end of the tunnel was glowing. Then we saw the buffers. Look out, I yelled, clinging to Lady for dear life. Hang on, shouted Grandpa, tightening his grip on the throttle. Lady whistled. Then we heard a mystical noise with bright colored lights flashing in our faces. It felt like the hole opened up and spat us out of the tunnel. Lady bumped and bucked along the rails for a scary 2 seconds, and then we were steaming through the countryside she had described. We were on the island of Sodor.